Enjoy that. It could soon be harder for the government to spy on your email, thank goodness. A Senate committee has approved a bill that would force the feds to actually get a search warrant before rooting through your electronic communications like emails and text messages through the bank. It now heads to the Senate for a vote. As it stands right now, federal investigators can read through your email to the bank as much as they want, as long as the messages are more than 6 months old. The current law is from back in 1986, and it required agents have a search warrant for emails that were newer than 6 months. And at the time, most emails were. Hello, it was 1986. The rats were still spinning on the wheel back then, creating the electricity to power your computer. The Justice Department is resisting any changes, obviously, because they want to be able to go into all of our stuff whenever they want. Those officials say investigations will take longer if we have to go through that pesky problem of a judge signing off on everything. We have a judge. Let's bring him in. Fox News senior judicial analyst Andrew Napolitano, who cackles like a hen and has been doing so.
Because you're educating and you're amusing. I mean, I can remember signing search warrants at 3 o'clock in the morning. I have a colleague, a very well-known colleague, I don't want to use his name, who once signed a search warrant on the back of a motorcycle at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in downtown Washington, D.C. So this is nonsense that you can't get a search warrant when you need it. A search warrant assures that there won't be fishing expeditions and that the police have real evidence of a real crime before they can invade your privacy.
Now, I read an introduction, a promise of story to come, a tease. I read a tease a little while ago saying, oh, they can get it, but they can't really get into all of our old emails.
No, here's
just bank stuff. Right?
In 1986, the Reagan Justice Department persuaded the Congress and President Reagan to sign the Electronic Privacy Act of '86. It was a very long and complicated statute, but for our purposes, it says if you communicate electronically through your bank, meaning not just an email or a text message, which probably didn't exist then, text messages,
hardly,
but a wire transfer. The bank retains it for more than 180 days. The feds can get it if they want without a search warrant. Less than 180 days, they need a search warrant. This just pertained to financial institutions, but federal agents began to persuade other institutions that they, too, had to surrender emails that were longer than 180 days. Before you know it, much of federal law enforcement was operating under this statute. We can get emails that are older than 180 days, whether they pertain to financial transactions or not. That's what brought this to a head. Perhaps the David Petraeus affair did as well. But today, a combination of liberal Democrats and libertarian Republicans, along with moderate and conservative Republicans and Democrats, voted with only one dissent in the Senate Judiciary Committee to ban federal agents from getting any emails from anyone under any circumstances, whether pertaining to a bank or not, without a search warrant issued by a judge. This is the way the law was written in 1789 when the Constitution was ratified, and it is the way the law worked until this statute came by in 1986. It's the way the law should work, again, if the Senate passes this, the House passes this, and the President signs it.
When you're on the phone with your assistant or a friend or something, like in the middle of the afternoon, do you ever just go, hello, federal minder, listening to my phone calls, how are you? Just to be polite, because you know they're there.
I have had people say that to me when they're on the phone with me.
Hi, how you doing? Click, click.
In fact, I've had you say that to me when you're on the phone with me.
Oh, no. I'm not really all worked up about it, because they can find out whatever they want. I don't care. But it's weird. It's America. It's supposed to be.
You and I have talked about this many, many times. The attitude towards privacy is one of let it go. But that's very, very dangerous. The day any government can invade our privacy is the day we lose our dignity, our right to be ourselves. And then we will change our behavior when we know the government is watching us. We have the right to be left alone. This bill today, which the Senate Judiciary Committee passed on, will preserve that right.
Judge, thank you.
Pleasure.